Hello, everybody. Welcome to the You Said What podcast. Today, we're joined by our special guest, six-time in the Super Bowl champion, Demarco Slaughter.
And
how's it going? How's it going? It's me, Demarco, and this thing.
Thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, and I'm also second host, Marco Hunt. Big fan of Demarco. I just want to say I love your football highlights.
No. I want to say I appreciate y'all for letting me get on. I appreciate this.
Yes.
We're happy to have you here.
Well, without further ado, let's start the show. For our first topic, Cowboys get off to a rough start, 1-2 out of 3 games. So let's talk about it. Demarco, would you like to start us off? What do you think about the Cowboys' rough start?
Well, as a diehard Cowboys fan, I just want to put it on record that it's pathetic. That's what it's been. It's been real pathetic, and I'm embarrassed.
Yes, it's something to be embarrassed about because Dak Prescott, Michael's guy, hasn't thrown for over 200 yards in his last 5 games. Well, it's starting to make me think. It's starting to make me panic. And the only thing that isn't so bad is their defense, but their offense absolutely is pathetic. Dak Prescott, I just don't see him as an elite quarterback, not even a top 15 quarterback in my eyes.
Listen to me. You
don't need to be a top 15 quarterback to win. Look at Joe Flacco.
Tell him. You're disrespectful. For one, Dak Prescott's worked hard. He's offense. His receivers are scrubs. What do you expect? His receivers are scrubs. Got no one to throw it to. Nobody's making plays. They just expect Dak Prescott to throw for 4,000 yards magically when the talent around him is doing absolutely nothing. Where is that other dude?
Thank you.
Where's Hearns? He ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody helping him.
Amen.
Well, if Dak Prescott is that guy that you say that he is, he has to get it done. Just like Tom Brady gets it done.
Tom Brady
no
is
receivers.
going to have one of the best receivers you can have. He's going to have Josh Gordon. Plus, Tom Brady has receivers who get like 70 yards after they catch the ball. You can't really compare.
Yep. No, you can definitely compare. Let me tell you something. Dak Prescott is an NFL starting quarterback, but he has nothing to work with right now. What's he supposed to do? No, it's bad execution. If let me tell you something. We could have won every single one of those games.
Yeah.
We were in every game, and we played terribly. The Cowboys are still Super Bowl contenders.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be tough for them. I personally don't think they'll make the playoffs. Dak Prescott, I just don't see him as that guy you say he is. In fact, in my opinion, hold on. It's my turn. Let me talk.
You said what?
It's my turn. In my opinion, Ezekiel Elliott is the leader of that team on the offense. I mean, Dak has proved it over and over again. The Cowboys go as far as Ezekiel Elliott can take them. And it proved that in last game. Ezekiel Elliott stepping out of bounds and almost fumbling, causing turnovers and no touchdown scores. If Ezekiel Elliott can't get it done, then the Cowboys can't get it done because Dak Prescott is not that guy.
Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott are great together. If you take Dak Prescott out and just leave Ezekiel Elliott, they're still going to be terrible. You remember that first season? They were both playing amazing. They almost beat Aaron Rodgers. He's that man. So you can't really see that. Take out Dak Prescott out that lineup, and it's gonna be pretty disastrous, if you ask me.
Yep, say it again.
Well, let's look at the bright side for the Cowboys. At least they have.
Let me tell you the bright side. The bright side is we got Dak Prescott and we got Ezekiel Elliott. When we have good blocking, they're unstoppable.
And you know what?
I think we can all agree that defense is looking really, really good. In my eyes, could be a top 10 defense when it's all said and done.
Those cornerbacks are
good. We are a top 10 defense.
They are a top 10 defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm about to say there is no going to be. We are and currently will be and will remain a top 10 defense this season. And that's why we're still playoff eligible.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we still have a chance. It's still early in the season. I just don't see you getting it done in that stacked NFC.
If Jerry comes to his senses and puts Des Bryant back on that lineup,
Well, I mean, I think if Jerry Jones came to his senses and tried to get Josh Gordon, because you obviously don't have any receivers, and if he came to his senses and got Earl Thomas, maybe y'all would have won that Seahawks game who picked the ball off twice from Dak Prescott.
We didn't need Earl Thomas. We don't need Earl Thomas, but we needed Josh Gordon.
Earl Thomas would have helped. He really would have. That defense.
He could have helped, but we don't need him. We don't need him. We have an elite defense.
The defense.
We have an elite defense.
Even better. It could have been even better. You want to make it even better.
We're good as is.
Well, the Cowboys this Sunday going up against the Detroit Lions. Crazy fact is, actually, the Detroit Lions have the number one passing defense so far. So, DeMarco, let me ask you, how do you think the Cowboys will fare against that Detroit Lions defense that's so good against passing?
Well, at the same time they're so good at passing, they're terrible against the run. Last in the NFL, I believe. So it's going to be a real ugly game. That's what it's about to be. The Cowboys will end up probably grinding it out at a score of 23-17, low-scoring affair. And I'll have a bold prediction. Zeke's going to run for 150 and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, personally, I think that Matthew Stafford always loves to put on a show when he comes to his hometown in Dallas. I personally think that Matthew Stafford will do really good in this game, actually. I see the final score ending 27-20, Detroit Lions. I don't see, yes, you said the Detroit Lions are bad at run defense. Yes, Ezekiel Elliott, a top 3 running back in my eyes. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to complete some passes. And Darius Slay, a top cornerback, is not going to let that happen.
Yes, he is. He's garbage.
Not something to say.
Let me tell you something.
You saw how the Detroit Lions looked against Tom Brady. I do not see Dak Prescott doing any better.
To be honest,
let me tell you something. Tom Brady always has a couple bad games a year, and this year just happened to go against the Lions. You take nothing from that game. That game was a fluke. If they played again, the Patriots would murder them.
He got locked up against the Jags. He got locked up against the Lions. I think maybe that's just lockdown defense.
The Jaguars got D, like the Cowboys got D.
The Lions have D too. It's their offense.
Lions don't have D.
Points. Their offense can't put up any points. That's why they keep losing so many games.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is a choke.
What? Matthew Stafford's a pretty good quarterback in my eyes. He throws 4,000 yards every single year.
How many playoff games?
If he gets some, he didn't have any help.
Well, if you want to say that, then how many playoff games do the Cowboys win?
The Cowboys have won more than him. And his 10 years being in the league, they won more than him.
That's true. That's very true.
I don't.
Let me tell you something. Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback in money. He gets paid top 5 money, but he does not put top 5 output out there. He's not worth the money.
I feel like he's worth the money. But if I was him, I wouldn't have taken that money. I would have told them, use that money to get me some more help. See, a lot of these players, they take all these big fat contracts, and then they complain when they don't have money to spend on help.
Yes. Exactly.
I agree with that, Mike.
Just like your guy, Kirk Cousins, last night. Getting paid, highest overpaid NFL player, gets paid all this money.
Disrespectful. I listen to you talk. Let me talk. Kirk Cousins, for one, he could take that money because the Vikings already have a squad, so he could have took that money. It's no problem. Another thing is, you can't blame that loss on Kirk. The defense was atrocious. The
defense was terrible.
The Vikings are supposed to be a top 5 defense, apparently.
Amen to that, brother.
Last year, and then apparently you see Goff just right when he says hike, the guys are literally 50 yards down the field. But it's like, where's the defensive backs? What are they doing? It's like,
you're right,
brother. Chuck it up.
I do agree with you. This Minnesota defense is very overrated in my eyes.
It's terrible.
But still, again, I still think Kirk Cousins is not that guy. He's the highest overpaid NFL player.
He's always one of
in my eyes.
Kirk Cousins, but you know what? He's better than Joe Flacco. So,
better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is a great postseason quarterback, but we're not
overrated. Overrated.
What's overrated?
Overrated.
All right, at least we have the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Overrated.
It's fine. It's fine.
Best defense in the league? What are you talking about?
But that brings us to our next topic. Patrick Mahomes. In his first 3 games, 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 896 yards, and a 66.7% completion rate. Demarco, what do you think about Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes, that's the man. What's the plan? Let me tell you something. Patrick Mahomes is going to die very soon.
What?
This whole, it's not going to last. I'm telling you right now. It's cool, but the Chiefs always do this.
Yes.
It's not going to last.
Kareem Hunt did it last year, and we saw how he ended up.
Yep. This is all good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Andy Reid knows what he's doing, but it's not going to last much longer. I give him about 2 or 3 more games.
I'd say they'll make the playoffs, then they'll lose in the first round like they did last year.
Yep.
I mean, you may have a point, as the Kansas City Chiefs did get off to a very, very hot start last year. But this Patrick Mahomes guy, to me, he looks like the real deal. He's thrown the most touchdown passes in the first 3 games in NFL history, and he's also the youngest player in NFL history to throw 6 touchdown passes in 1 game.
Doesn't mean anything. It's not going to
closes his eyes and throws the ball.
Look, you see Fitzpatrick. You saw what he was doing. Everybody does that at the beginning of the season. It means literally nothing.
I mean, I like Patrick Mahomes. I think he has a great receiving core. I think he has a really good offensive line to help him. The only thing I don't like about that Kansas City Chiefs game is that defense. Patrick Mahomes,
defense is terrible.
He's just gonna have to keep this up if they want to go anywhere, because that defense is atrocious.
And that's a rookie quarterback to throw 3, 4, 5 touchdowns every single game, all the way to the Super Bowl, is just unrealistic.
But I really like Patrick Mahomes. I think he will be a great elite quarterback. Obviously, he's gonna go through a rough spot this season.
He's a good quarterback, don't get me wrong. I just don't see him producing these type of numbers for the whole season. It's not going to last, like Demarco said.
Agreed.
I mean, you might be right, but I still think Patrick Mahomes is that guy. We'll see later on as the season goes on. Obviously, he's going to hit that rough spot somewhere in the season, but I think he'll get through it. I think he has those intangibles. I think he has the winner's mentality. I also think he's a lot better quarterback than Alex Smith. You saw Alex Smith last year. They get off to a very hot start, but in the second half of the season, they kind of go quiet. I don't really see that. I feel like the Chiefs are Patrick Mahomes is the breakout quarterback of the year. I think he might even make a case for MVP if he can keep this up.
MVP? What?
Hold your role now.
What?
Hold your role. Anybody's going to get
Hold your role.
Oh, yeah. Well, what? Oh, lost the words.
He said what? He said what?
If Baker Mayfield will win MVP before Mahomes. Come on now.
Shut your mouth. That's disrespectful. Baker Mayfield that's disrespectful now.
Yes, don't get disrespectful, Michael. Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback, and I think he's going to show you what he can do.
I mean, I'm not saying
if he hasn't already done that.
Saying Patrick isn't a good quarterback. I just don't saying it's asking him to put up Madden 19 stats for the rest of the season. It's just not going to happen. It's not.
I mean,
I agree with that. There's no way he can keep that up. I mean, he has the weapons, but that defense doesn't help him at all.
And he's a rookie quarterback. You got to remember that. Well, not a rookie technically, but he basically is. First year start.
I mean, I'm going to go on there right now and make a bold prediction. I see Patrick Mahomes throwing for 33 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions this year.
Wow.
That's what I see.
33 touchdowns?
33 touchdowns, yes. 33 touchdowns.
And only 5 interceptions. Only 5.
Only 5. Wow. He already has 13. He's pretty much halfway there. I don't
know about that. That's kind of far.
And they play on the AFC, and you know how that AFC is. Those AFC teams are terrible.
They're still not going to
win the division. Those AFC teams are as weak as you, Braden.
Ooh,
I mean, I am pretty strong.
Demarco cooking up the young host. He's cooking them up.
I'm just saying.
It's fine. Demarco can't handle me. He's not on my level. You can't match my
on your level of what?
I mean, my level is
correct. What greatness? The only thing you do good is this podcast. Besides that, you're garbage.
I mean, don't be mad because I'm cooking you in these debates now. Don't be mad.
Not cooking me. You're losing.
Sorry Cowboys are trash, and my Ravens will make the playoffs this year, and we're going into the Super Bowl. Yeah.
First off, Joe Flacco is garbage.
Joe Flacco is an elite postseason quarterback. That's all I have.
No, he's not. Let me tell you something. I just had a football better than Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco is basically Eli Manning.
That's debatable.
It's a fact. Joe Flacco. He's basically Eli Manning.
Flacco's terrible.
No.
Terrible too.
Those picks.
Joe Flacco.
Next topic.
Has been playing very good. I think.
Next topic.
You didn't leave that bum on the bench.
No. Joe Flacco is going to do great this year because he knows that Lamar Jackson is there to take his place.
I'm going to have RG3 than Joe Flacco.
I mean, it is what it is. Ravens are making the playoffs.
No,
that's all. But with many teams surprising losses this year and many teams surprising wins this year, Demarco, what are your so far these 3 weeks of football? What are your top 5 NFL teams so far?
Okay, I'm gonna go in order from 5th to 1st. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. At number 5, they come as a surprise, especially because they have a losing record right now.
Mm-hmm.
But my number 5 team is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. What they did last night against the Rams looks like an NFC championship game preview.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Coming in at number 4, the New Orleans Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Good
number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really? After that crushing loss to Tennessee?
Like I said, everyone has a hard game, but remember, Tennessee is 2-1 right now, and they play some rough football.
Yep.
Okay, my number 2 team is the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. They just got back the bad man Carson Wentz, so they're number 2. And then number 1 team is the best team in football right now, the Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh-wee. That's a good list. I'd probably take
honestly, in my opinion, that list is absolutely blasphemy. There's just no.
Blasphemy?
No way. That's blasphemy. There's no way.
That's blasphemy.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that.
Have you seen the Eagles defense?
Michael, go ahead. Give us your top 5.
Now, here we go. So, in my opinion, it's going to go like this. I'm not sure how I can. Everybody knows, well, we already know who's the number 1, Los Angeles. They're unstoppable.
Yep.
Somehow people they're gonna try to tell me no, but somehow I think you have to put the Miami Dolphins in this list. They're playing amazing.
Okay. You're retarded.
Hey, 3-0. Hey, 3-0. Ryan Tannehill. That's my guy. 3-0.
He's lighting him up. He's doing.
That's a joke.
He's not doing what Jay Cutler couldn't do.
I mean, he's no Jay Cutler, but Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback.
Yes. He's been a great quarterback for the past few years, and he has to take a backseat to Cutler. And now that he's sat behind the GOAT for a little bit, now he has more time to just destroy defenses. He sat behind Jay Cutler, a Hall of Fame quarterback, top 10 quarterback of all time when you look at the stats. So he's going to be amazing. That's what I have to say about Tannehill. Let's see, who else? Yes, like I said, I'm going to put the Vikings in there too. I personally believe Kirk Cousins is that guy. A lot of people would be all like, oh, no, but he's that guy. See, they got Thielen, Diggs, their offense is amazing. Who can really stop that? Who can stop that? Once they start to get really hot, that's the key. When they get hot, it's going to be scary to watch. Now, who's another team?
When they get hot?
Another team that I have to put in my top 5. Let's see. I'm going to put the Jaguars in there. Again, yes. That defense is scary. Blake Bortles. He's underrated in my opinion. Everybody wants to drag him down, but Blake Bortles is a good quarterback. He makes good plays. He does what he does. And
he obviously did not look good against the Tennessee game.
I mean, everybody has bad games.
Blake Bortles, in my opinion, has too many bad games.
Not really. He didn't even do. Everybody's dragging him down, but he really does not play that terrible. He's a good quarterback for them.
I guess.
We're talking about if Case Keenum can be their quarterback, Kirk Cousins can be their quarterback.
Case Keenum, in my opinion, is better than Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry, but he is.
What? He said what?
Are you?
Case Keenum last year I'm telling you right now, on this show, You Said What podcast, Braden Terrell, Case Keenum will have a better year than Kirk Cousins.
You are disrespectful, Braden Terrell. You are disrespectful.
I said it. Very disrespectful. What has Case Keenum done? Case Keenum has had one good year.
Kirk Cousins has been throwing 4,000 yards for the past 3 years, and you're going to say...
Listen. They bring in Kirk Cousins, the highest paid NFL player. We keep going back to this man, but I'm going to go ahead and put this conversation in the dirt. They bring in Kirk Cousins, pay him over $100 million. They make it to the conference championship last year.
If you hate Kirk Cousins,
I'll tell you. If the Minnesota Vikings do not make the Super Bowl,
why do you hate Kirk Cousins?
Let me talk. It's my turn. If the Minnesota Vikings do not make the Super Bowl, then bringing in Kirk Cousins for that type of money would have been a waste.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Seriously,
because
they have a chance.
Case Keenum went to the conference championship. He played championship game.
He played terribly.
So
he got locked down. He showed his true.
You're right. I agree with you. But if they bring in Kirk Cousins for that type of money, then you want to progress. You think Kirk Cousins is that guy. You think he's better than Case Keenum. So anything but a Super Bowl will be underachieving in my eyes.
That's not true.
That's not true. It's his first year with the Vikings. They have to make progression year every year. If they keep going and eventually get to the Super Bowl and win it, that's worth the money.
No, because Case Keenum, like I said, if they don't anything but a Super Bowl will be underachieving.
Why do you keep bringing
But now,
think about it. Look at the conference he was in. He is playing excellent teams that are clearly better than his.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins is still that guy.
He is that guy.
So you just said that the Bills are better than Minnesota now? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that.
I mean, you just said that he's been playing teams that are really good.
So I'm saying he's going to play in a conference that seems better.
Oh, well, he just said it. Josh Rosen is better than Kirk Cousins. Yes, he did.
I just said the Bills are underrated. The Bills made the playoffs last year, so let's not act like they're bums.
You know what? I'm about to pull a Vontae Davis and retire from this podcast. Nonsense. No. All right.
I'm sorry.
Now let me give you my top 5 team in the NFL right now. At number 5, we have the one and only. Yes, I said it. Miami Dolphins.
I told you.
3-0 start. 3-0 start. Ryan Tannehill. That's my guy. At number 4, I have the Kansas City Chiefs coming in. Patrick Mahomes. I believe. At number 3, I have the Chargers.
Oh,
yes, Chargers.
What did you say?
Braden Terrell. Braden Terrell.
I'm telling you, that defense, you better watch out. When Joey Bosa comes back, it's over.
Oh, man,
Braden Terrell, have you been drinking this morning?
No. Let me finish.
Hey, Demarco.
At number 2,
he's been drinking Mountain Dew.
At number 2, I have the Saints, and at number 1, I obviously have the Rams, best team in the NFL, no debate. What they did to Minnesota last night without their 2 cornerbacks, it's just no debate.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Who was your number 2 person?
What's my what?
Who's your number 2 team?
I said the Saints.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Why did you the Ravens? Why aren't they in there?
The Ravens are a close 6. They're top 10.
That's tough. Even he knows that they're trash.
They're not. They're better than the Cowboys and the Cardinals, Michael. Let's not forget about that.
Go to the Super Bowl. You're over here saying the Ravens got the best defense in the league. They're going
to Braden.
They're not nothing.
Hey, Braden.
Yeah.
Good question. Yeah. Who's the worst team in the NFL?
Who's the worst team in the NFL? The Cardinals.
Okay, agree.
You want to know whose favorite team is the Cardinals? Who? Michael Hunt.
Okay, they're the worst team. I'm not saying they're.
And you know, he was talking on our first show. He did say that the Cardinals will have a top 5 defense. Go back and watch.
Cardinals have a bottom 5 everything.
Yeah, the Cardinals are terrible. But that brings us to our next topic. We talked about Patrick Mahomes. Now let's talk about another young, hot quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
One half of football thrown for over 200 yards, something that Dak Prescott hasn't been able to accomplish in 5 games. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Baker Mayfield. Demarco, what do you think about Baker Mayfield?
I think Baker Mayfield has the juice. He got the stuff.
The juice.
He got it. Now, let me tell you something. That boy, maybe not this year, but in the years to come, Cleveland got something. Cleveland going to mess up the NFL. Watch for it. Baker, he's a quarterback. He can make the throws. He can get out the pocket a little bit, give me a shimmy sham. I think he's a winner.
Oh, yeah. That shimmy sham, that's deadly. Bringing the Cleveland Browns their first win in over 600 games, I believe. But they played the Jets, beat the Jets, but safety Jamal Adams on the Jets said that the reason they lost in that second half was because they did not game plan for Baker Mayfield. Michael, what do you think? What do you think about Jamal's comments?
About how do I feel about Jamal's comments?
Yeah, Jamal Adams' comments.
I personally feel like they're justified.
So you think that the only reason Baker Mayfield played so good was because they didn't game plan for him?
See, I'm not saying that Baker Mayfield, he's been a great quarterback in my opinion. I've warmed up to Baker, but I really feel like he did so well is because, the Jets, they weren't really prepared for Baker, and that's a good thing. So he was able to go out and show that, hey, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna blah 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 blah, and I'm just gonna go out there and show you something you ain't seen yet. That's a good thing. I personally believe he's a little correct. I feel like they've been showing some stuff for Baker. Hey, we're gonna go out here and do this. They ain't seen this before. This Jets defense ain't seen that. He was out there doing his thing, and I believe. I don't think Jamal is right about everything, but I do think that he was right when he said that how do you say, they had some stuff set up for him. I believe it was set up. I believe it was planned. I really don't believe Tyrod got injured because the tackle, it looks so soft. I believe they planned this, to be honest.
Yes.
You think they planned this?
Yeah. I feel like Tyrod was feeling the pressure and he just wanted to get up out of there. They were booing him. He was like, I need to get up out of here.
We want Baker. We want Baker. Personally, I believe that Jamal Adams. Huh?
Tyrod Taylor is not a quitter. Let me tell you something. He was seriously hurt, and they had to put Baker in there to save the day.
Yeah, I do believe that Tyrod Taylor was hurt. I do like Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a great quarterback in the NFL.
He's not Baker. He's not Baker. I'll admit.
But he's not Baker. Yeah, he's not Baker.
I've been watching Baker since he was playing with Oklahoma. He was playing amazing the whole season. Went out there and did his thing against Georgia. Fortunately, they weren't able to win. I think it would have been more exciting to see Oklahoma and Alabama, just to see Baker just pickpocketing that defense. I don't think Georgia's Jake Fromm. He's pretty trash compared to that Baker Mayfield. And he comes to the NFL. He's got the tools. He's just got that life in him, that juice, that arm, that mobility. And, he's just so much better in my opinion. Tyrod Taylor is just like a toothpick who can run really fast.
Yeah, and I believe that Jamal Adams' comments about Baker Mayfield, the only reason he played so good was because they didn't game plan for him. I really feel like he was out of line in that one. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you're not realizing that Baker Mayfield is going to come in the game. I personally didn't expect it. I thought Tyrod Taylor was going to play the whole game. But
to be honest,
they were still running the same plays. I guarantee if they didn't change up the game plan. They were running the same plays. Mm-hmm. The only thing that was different was Baker Mayfield was getting the ball out a lot quicker in that second half than Tyrod Taylor was. Mm-hmm. And that offensive line came to life in that second half. Tyrod Taylor could only get like 2 seconds. Baker Mayfield was standing in the pocket looking like Patrick Mahomes.
Mm.
But at the same time, they're different quarterbacks, remember, too. Tyrod Taylor is similar to Dak Prescott, in which they will make sure the person's open. They don't take chances. Baker Mayfield will take that chance.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, he will throw that pass. Tyrod Taylor, he's more conservative with the ball. He doesn't make those throws, and he doesn't really have that trust in his receivers.
Tyrod Taylor doesn't really believe he can make those type of passes, and personally, I don't think he can. I think he's just good at making these dunk and dink passes to open receivers, and when those receivers aren't getting open, then he just takes off, starts scrambling, and when that doesn't work, he's pretty much shut down.
Yes, he is a very. I think he's a good quarterback. He can run the ball very well, but Baker Mayfield, he can run the ball pretty decent too. He's not really that slow. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He can pretty much. He's not as good as a runner as Tyrod Taylor is, but Baker Mayfield's really good. They're going up against Oakland. Oakland this Sunday.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I hope people are gonna take this the wrong way. They're gonna flame me, but I personally believe Baker Mayfield and Aaron Rodgers are kind of similar if you think about it. They both.
Oh, I'm flaming you up. You've lost your mind. That's disrespectful. Michael Hunt, you are disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Hear me out for a second. Listen, I'm not saying he's as good as Aaron Rodgers. He's clearly not, but their game is similar. They both get out the pocket, they scramble, but they use their scrambling ability to throw the ball instead of just running like get a first down. They use their ability outside of the pocket and their arm to make these amazing passes to their receivers, and Baker Mayfield can do that. I'm not saying he's going to be an Aaron Rodgers because he's probably not. Aaron Rodgers is probably the greatest quarterback of all time, if you think about it, talent-wise. So that's what I believe you can compare the two, not stat-wise or anything, but their game. Their game is similar.
I guess I could see what you're talking about. Still, I think it's way too early to make those type of bold predictions for Baker Mayfield. We've only seen a half of football from him, but they do play the Oakland Raiders, who have not only a terrible pass rushing defense, but just really a bad defense all in all. And Demarco, what are your predictions for Cleveland versus Oakland this week?
I think John Green doesn't know what he's doing.
He's terrible.
So I'm gonna go with Cleveland Browns win this game.
John is washed up. He shouldn't have came back.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with John Gruden. He keeps saying that they don't have a pass rush when you just gave away Khalil Mack.
Like, what kind of stats is that?
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. He's making he's guaranteed $100 million. I don't know what the heck's wrong with that guy. They're off to a terrible start. Derek Carr, I like him. He's a decent quarterback, but he's just not that guy. I see Cleveland winning this game with the new Cleveland defense that's really playing really good, a top defense. I see Cleveland winning this game somewhere between 27 points. No, actually, I'm going to go 31 to 17. I think Baker Mayfield has a very explosive game. I think he's gonna light him up, and he's gonna show why he should have been the number one quarterback from the jump.
That's a good pick right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. I think this defense,
I respect that.
Ward, Myles Garrett, they're gonna be tearing up. What's his name? They're gonna be tearing up Carr. And Gruden's not gonna be prepared for it. He's not gonna know what to do because that dude doesn't know what he's doing. He's just there for the pay. He's just there to be relevant again.
Just there for the money.
And I believe Baker Mayfield is he's gonna pick that Oakland D apart. It might be a little bit close at first, like how the Raiders and the Los Angeles Rams were playing, but later in the game, like the Rams did, the Browns are just gonna start picking that defense apart, and it's just gonna be a bloodbath.
I also agree. But let's change it up a little bit. Let's bring it to the NBA. Season starts very soon. DeMarco, what are your predictions for this 2018 NBA season?
2018, Well,
Warriors win the
I think
championship. Easy.
it's another wasted year.
Easy. Warriors win the championship. Durant gets another MVP. That's pretty much the whole season in 2 minutes.
I'm about to say this year's another waste. I don't know why we're playing again.
Yes.
This is pointless.
To be honest.
Just waiting for next year. To be honest.
Patiently waiting for just about to see the Warriors probably win another ring. I mean,
but the
only team I could really see a chance beating them other than Los Angeles is Boston.
Even
let me tell you who does have a chance. Oklahoma City Thunder.
Are you saying
No, they don't have a chance.
No.
They have a chance.
No. Donovan Mitchell ended Russell Westbrook's career. It's over.
No, he did not. No, he ended Carmelo Anthony's career.
Yeah, he ended Carmelo's career.
He also ended Paul George's career too.
No,
one rookie.
No, he did not. No,
one season.
Carmelo's garbage.
The whole team did. It wasn't just Mitchell. It was Ingles. It was Gobert. It was everybody.
I mean, Mitchell was leading that team, so. Don't get me wrong.
All I think he was doing was scoring. He wasn't playing defense against everybody. The only thing he can do is score. He can't do anything else.
Well,
can Russell Westbrook? I mean, Russell Westbrook was playing defense on Ricky Rubio and allowed him to go for a 30-point game. So
one time,
if you're saying that,
one time, everyone has a good game.
Exactly.
I mean, he really did have a good playoff series. Ricky Rubio, good point guard in the NBA.
Point guard, I'll agree.
Why are you talking about that? Like we're talking about predictions.
Should have been.
We're talking about predictions. No, you shouldn't have.
Predictions.
Better.
Predictions. I mean, obviously, I see the Warriors winning another championship.
Yep.
But I also see the Lakers proving that they're going to be a force in this NBA. I feel like they're going to be really good. Let's not sleep on Brandon Ingram. I mean, he's been playing really good. KCP, really good. Kyle Kuzma, he's really good as well.
You got some good pieces from North Carolina.
Yeah.
You got some good pieces like Wagner. You know, you got Mikhailuk. You got a whole bunch of shooters. I say they get to the Western Conference Finals, but as usual, you know, the Warriors are going to come out shooting half-court shots and championship. But good news for fans is this is most likely going to be the end of the Warriors' reign.
Hopefully, this will be the end of it. It's over after this year.
Yes. 4 rings. Guys are just going to want to get their monies. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, they're coming to Los Angeles.
Okay.
And infinite rings.
You want Kevin Durant in Los Angeles?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. Kevin Durant plus LeBron.
If I was a Lakers
fan,
let
me tell you something. That's a recipe for disaster. Because if he goes there and they don't win, they'll be talked about for the rest of their lives.
I mean,
the 2 best players in the NBA can't win a championship.
If you put the 2 best players in the NBA on one team, there's no one else who can compete.
They're gonna put the 2 best players. Why don't they put Kawhi Leonard on there then instead of? Because
Kawhi Leonard does not last.
Leonard is a quitter. Kawhi Leonard is sorry.
I mean, I believe he quit on the Spurs organization. During the
playoffs. This is the year they're not making the playoffs.
Spurs were playing against the Warriors. Kawhi Leonard was at home playing Fortnite.
That's tough. But the Warriors are obviously winning another championship. Look for the Lakers to emerge. I see them getting the 2nd seed actually, winning around somewhere between 50 to 60 games.
I haven't gone to the Western Conference.
Let me tell you something. If the Lakers beat the Warriors, they're also the champion. Yeah, LeBron James would be the best player ever if they beat the Warriors.
They beat the Warriors. With this young rookie team, LeBron's the greatest of all time.
I know people might think it'd be crazy, but LeBron, I think the Lakers genuinely do have a chance because, as you know, LeBron doesn't need superstars to win championships. All he needs is people who can score. Remember when he carried the Cavs to the championship in 2007? He got swept, but he got him there. So if you surround him with tons of talent, you got what's his name? You got Kuzma, you got Ingram, you got all these scorers on your team. You got playmakers like Rondo. All he needs. He just needs a team who can go out there and produce, and if he has that, LeBron's going to go off, and I actually genuinely think the Lakers have a chance at beating the Warriors. You know?
I do too, because you know why? Because Brandon Ingram's a problem. That boy is 6'9", and he can do it all. He's a problem.
All he needs to do is...
In my eyes, Brandon Ingram is the next Kevin Durant.
Agreed.
I just think he maybe should start eating a little bit more, you know? Just put on a couple more pounds.
Lonzo Ball, Rondo's going to start. You think that's going to affect Lonzo Ball anyway, Demarco?
It's going to affect him in a positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way. He's going to
get. That's how it's going to affect him because Rondo knows his role, and Lonzo's going to learn from him. Have you seen Lonzo? The boy's been in the gym. He's been working out. You see his muscle? He's starting to look like his daddy.
Yeah, he looks pretty big, but one thing I'm worried about is LeVar Ball. I mean,
LeVar Ball is a genius. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a genius, but he also has a mouth, and he can talk all day long. And I think that if Lonzo Ball, let's just say the Lakers lose a couple games here and there, and Lonzo Ball is not playing, getting that much minutes, LeVar Ball, we probably won't hear the end from him.
But you need to understand that if you think
no, once again, who is LeVar Ball? He has no power, so he can talk all he wants.
If you think about it, without LeVar Ball's mouth, the Ball brothers wouldn't be as popular as they are.
I mean, I personally think LiAngelo Ball should be a NBA player.
This dude,
LiAngelo should be in the league.
LiAngelo, I mean, if he was in the NBA, he could make a run for the greatest shooter of all time, in my opinion.
Think about LaMelo Ball.
Agreed. LiAngelo should be in the league.
LiAngelo is better than Lonzo and LaMelo, to be honest.
LaMelo Ball is going to
be honest, he's the best scorer.
LaMelo Ball is going to be like 6'9". He's going to be hitting up that nice half-court shots. LaMelo Ball is going to be the next Steph Curry with the 9-inch version.
Nah. Let's not get too crazy here. But
I agree with that. LaMelo Ball is a beast. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. He finally cut his hair.
Yeah, he needs to cut that hair. But anyway, for our last topic of the day, we're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They get their first win against Tampa Bay, but they've also haven't looked pretty good. That defense under Mike Tomlin is not what I don't think anybody expected it to be this year. Demarco, what do you think about the Steelers? Do you think that they fixed their problems against Tampa Bay, or what are your thoughts?
Well, one, they're a bunch of divas. They're a bunch of little girls. Two, they're a very, 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 very talented team when it comes to offense. Any day they can light up the scoreboard, but at the same time, their defense is a liability. They will be a playoff team, but that defense and Big Ben's
playoff team. I don't know. The Ravens are looking pretty good.
No one's worried about the Ravens. But, yeah, because Ben's inconsistency, they're going to be real hit or miss all season.
I personally think that the Steelers, that defense, like you said, the offense, they're very talented, but that defense is just terrible. That defense, it's just too bad. It's like they can't stop anyone. In fact, Tampa Bay should have won that game. I mean, if you go back and watch the tape, it's really Fitzpatrick's fault for them losing that game because he had receivers open. He just didn't throw them the ball, and he didn't make good throws. And I also believe that Ben Roethlisberger is not an elite quarterback. He's not that guy anymore like he was a couple years ago. He's very inconsistent, and he's in my opinion, a terrible quarterback on the road. At home, he's pretty decent, but on the road, it's just an ugly thing to see.
You want to know what I have to say?
You sound like a Ravens fan right now.
I have something to say.
I mean, 3 interceptions against the Browns. Yeah, they have a good defense, but on the road, like I said, Ben Roethlisberger is not that guy.
Go ahead and sum up the season for the Steelers. You know what I think about the Steelers? You want to know what my personal and honest opinion?
Yes, go ahead.
I actually believe the Steelers are bums. They've had Super Bowl time on this team for years, and they keep losing to scrubs in the playoffs. I think they're bums. I don't think they're ever going to get better. They're overrated every year. Roethlisberger's been getting carried for all these
overrated
years. Super Bowl. He got carried to win that, and then the next he went to play against the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers was lighting that Steelers D up, and Roethlisberger just looked terrible. Not as good as A-Rod. And
I mean, let's not forget they did beat your Cardinals in the Super Bowl.
That wasn't Roethlisberger.
Beat your Cardinals.
That wasn't Roethlisberger. And these Steelers team this year, they got some keys, but Juju Smith-Schuster is good, but Antonio Brown, I don't know. Is that explosiveness going to stay there? It's not going to stay for very long. So they better go ahead and do something while they still have this team, because pretty soon this team is going to start falling apart.
As it is already falling apart, because Le'Veon Bell, they definitely missed him. I mean, James Conner,
Bell's out of there.
Decent, but he's no Le'Veon Bell.
If I was Le'Veon Bell, I'd get up out of there too. I don't want to be up in Pittsburgh of all places. Why do I want to be in Pittsburgh? Some bums. I think I could be winning rings if I was Le'Veon Bell. Get up out of there. Leave.
Yep. Get up out of there.
We're going to trade Le'Veon Bell. And to be honest, this looks like the Ravens' year. We don't have to worry about the Steelers. They're definitely not making the playoffs. There's nobody else.
Ravens are garbage.
There's nobody else in that division who can stand a chance against that Ravens. Ravens.
Why do you keep bringing up those bums on this podcast?
Fly, Ravens.
No one cares about those bums. No one cares about the bums.
Nobody cares about Joe Wacko and all those scrubs.
Nobody cares.
He's not top.
He's not elite. He's overpaid. And he's overrated.
Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. The referee should Super Bowl MVP. Kaepernick should have a Super Bowl. Pass interference was not called. That last play, pass interference, they didn't call it. And if they would have called it, 49ers get that touchdown. Joe Flacco, biggest joke in sports.
Nope.
They're there.
Super Bowl MVP.
Kaepernick should have a Super Bowl.
2000 had the greatest defense. The Ravens are just... They're just a very good team.
Well, guys, I appreciate you letting me on the podcast.
Yes, and it was a joy to have you on the podcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching the newest episode of You Said What?
Before you go, I just want to say
and it's been your host, Braden Terrell, and we're signing off. Peace.
No, I'm not even done recording. Let me say, Demarco, before we go, I'm a big fan. I loved your skills in that tournament. You're an amazing flag football player. Keep doing what you do and get some rings.
All right, appreciate that, man. Hey, I do it for the kids.
Yes, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for coming. And that's going to end it, guys. Thank you for this episode of You Said What? And this is episode 3. First time going over 30 minutes.